Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Sports Night, an inside look at North Penn sports from the North Penn Television Studios. I'm your host, Kyle Berger. Joining me on today's program will be North Penn baseball players Joe Alcaro and Mike Hauser. But first, let's take a look at the past week in sports. Our top story is the District 1 title defense of North Penn sophomore Cliff Yun in tennis. After beating teammate Daniel Demachek last year as a freshman for the title, he repeated this year in convincing fashion, not dropping a set in the tournament. This year, he beat Penncrest Chris McGrath 6-2, 6-4 in the toughest match of the tournament. For Yun, McGrath, his occasional hitting partner, was up 4-1 when he broke 3 straight serves en route to his victory. Yun will take his unblemished record to the PIAA Championships held at Penn State from May 21st through the 23rd, where he hopes to become a repeat champion. Well, we talked about it last week, domination that is, and we weren't talking about the Buffalo Sabres goaltender Dominic the Dominator Hasek. We were talking about the dominance in the Suburban 1A League by the North Penn girls lacrosse team. The Maidens coasted to an easy win over Norristown last Friday, their second win over the Eagles this year, by a score of 19-5. Alyssa Moser scored as many goals as Norristown did, 5. Shannon Hungate added 4, and Nikki Leone, Sarah Ducilli, and Susan Ducilli all found the back of the net twice. The Maidens had another 14-point win earlier in the week, destroying CB West 16-2 on Wednesday. 20 minutes into the game, it was 10-0. Nikki Leone and Alyssa Moser put a hurtin' on the back of the net, scoring 5 goals apiece. Jamie Willis had 6 assists to help the efforts of the Maidens, who are now 10-2 overall and a perfect 10-0 in the Suburban 1 League. If you want to see, in my opinion, the best lacrosse team in the area, come watch the team in action this week. They play Tuesday and Thursday at 3:30. On Tuesday at CB East, and Thursday is the grudge match against crosstown rival Souderton, who the Maidens defeated earlier this year. Well, with sights set on the postseason, every game matters for the Knights baseball squad, and getting a big win over Truman 8-4 last Friday was huge. Sophomore Mark Reichley led the way by smacking a 3-run dinger and added a double. The Knights scored all 8 of their runs over the last 3 innings. Mike Hauser got the win for the Knights on the mound in relief. And what made the win more impressive is that it helped the Knights rebound from earlier in the week when they lost to Neshaminy 7-5. North Penn was up 3-2 but gave up 5 runs in the 5th inning, springing the Redskins to the win. The Knights are now 8-7 overall and play Pennsbury and Council Rock at home this week. If the Knights win both of those games, they will clinch a playoff berth in District 1. The track and field teams competed at the Lower Merion Invitational on Saturday. Matt Antunes led the Knights with the fastest 800 time in the area this season in 1 minute 52.7 seconds. That was also a meet record. Other North Penn champions were Mike Mellish in the triple jump, Dave Koslow in the shot put, Ron Clarko in the pole vault, and the 4x400 relay team of Wayne Lau, Josh Ebner, Jason Harris, and Matt Antunes. Pat O'Malley, Dan Tantino, and Chris McKelvey, as well as the 4x100 relay team and the 4x800 relay team, all took home second place. The Maidens' lone champion was Jen Smith in the javelin. Erica Parker, Cheryl Smith, Nia Campbell, Amaka Ananya, and the 4x100, 4x400, and the 4x800 relay teams took home second places. Both track teams led the way at the Trojan Classic earlier in the week. The Knights repeated as champs, getting individual champions in Matt Antunes, Carl Holstein, and the 4x800 relay team of Zach Webb, Jason Plowa, Lee Benedette, and Matt Antunes. North Penn got several seconds and thirds, which helped the Knights to their victory. On the girls' side of the track, the Maidens were convincing in their victory, as Cheryl Smith won both the 800 and the 300 hurdles, while Nia Campbell and Amaka Ananya won individual events. Campbell and Smith teamed up with Erica Parker and Jen Krako to win the 400 relay. Both track teams compete against Ben Salem this week. It was a tough week for the Maidens soccer team. However, through their 3 games this week, they were blanked twice and only managed 1 goal by Jen Sykes against Souderton on Saturday. On Tuesday, Pennsbury beat North Penn 3-0, while Council Rock shut out the Maidens 2-0 on Friday afternoon. North Penn's record is now 6-9, and they will play Truman at home and Neshaminy on the road this week to close out their schedule. And finally, on the volleyball courts, the Knights split their 2 matches this week. On senior night last Thursday, North Penn held off CB East for a 15-11, 15-12 victory in an exciting matchup. The Knights were down 8-0 in the first game, but came back thanks to contributions from all Lee McCumber, Brent Mudry, Jeff Busby, and Ben Tarnowski. On Tuesday, the Knights dropped their match to Neshaminy 15-10 and 15-13. The Knights now have a record of 9-6 overall and 8-4 in the league. They will travel to Pennsbury on Monday and finish out their schedule at home against Truman. And that's your look at North Penn sports. Stay with us, though. Sports Night will be back after this, and we'll be joined by Joe Alcaro and Mike Hauser. Stay with us.
Why don't you come up here, Pumpkin?
What are you doing, Larry?
Well, Vince, I've asked my Pumpkin to sit on my lap to prove a point.
And what is that, your Larryness?
Even if we fasten our safety belts, even if you hold on tight, even if you were watching the road, in a crash, your Pumpkin will be nothing but a squash.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Use child safety seats.
We love that little pumpkin to pieces.
The air dances with the waters, which brings the rain that feeds the land, that is home to the animals. All life dances together.
In a world so connected, choosing one environmental cause can be hard. EarthShare is 40 environmental charities working together. You and your company can help by calling 1-800-MY-SHARE.
All life lives, or doesn't, together.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we're talking baseball with Joe Alcaro and Mike Hauser, both key members of the North Penn baseball team. Joe, we'll start with you. Now, this is your first year on varsity, but before the season, Coach Dave Rittenhouse had hinting that he might not be back this year. A new coach, a little confusion there for you guys?
Well, a lot of people wanted to know if Coach Ritt was coming back or not. Like, we talked about it, and I personally wanted him to come back because I feel more comfortable with him there because I was on JV last year, but he still knew who I was. And it's just nice having a coach that you know come back.
Now, Mike, same feelings for you?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone knows Coach. He knows everyone. He knows what you can do. So, it worked out good for the team.
Now, as a senior captain of this team, you can say that this team is better than the team you had last year. What are some of the reasons for that?
Yeah, we're definitely a lot better than last year. Last year, we didn't have as many guys that wanted to play. They didn't want to put in 100%. And this year, we have guys at every position that really want to come in and play. And that's what you have to have if you want to be successful playing baseball at this level.
Well, speaking of guys at every position, Joe, you're in a new position this year. You're moved out to right field. Sometimes an overlooked position, but pretty important. How do you feel about going out to right field?
It's a lot different from third base. I try to work on it as much as I can in practice. I really put in 100%. Like Mike said, I'm one of those people that I pride myself on defense. I mean, I'm not the greatest out there, but I really try to work on it. And I can play the position all right because I have a good arm, but that's the main reason I'm out there, and because I can hit.
Okay. Now, Mike, next year, of course, you'll be in college. Where are you looking right now to go?
I've narrowed my choices down to Penn State and Villanova. Both are two pretty good programs, Big East, Big Ten, pretty good baseball. But I haven't made my final decision yet, but I'll be going to college and, playing baseball. No
basketball in your future at all?
Nah, basketball. Like I've loved basketball, but baseball has always been my favorite sport. I've always loved playing, and that's what I want to do.
Okay. Now, Joe, postseason aspirations for this year. You guys are, as we said, better than last year. Looking for the postseason. A tough week ahead of you, though.
We all feel we're in playoff contention, and the way we've been playing lately, we've really been on a roll. We had a tough loss against Neshaminy a couple days ago, but yesterday against Truman, we came back and won. We have Pennsbury and Rock coming up, and if we can beat them, I think we'll really have enough momentum to get into the playoffs.
Okay. All right, well, thanks again to Joe and Mike for being on the show, and that'll wrap up this edition of Sports Night, everybody. I'd like to thank you for joining us. From North Penn Television, I'm Kyle Berger, and I'll see you at the game.